Yeah. If you guys can hear me, fine.
Yeah,
I'm fine.
You're good.
Yeah, you sound good.
All right. Hey everyone, this is Fat Josh, creator of the Pineapple Express Coach. You are listening to the Brew Happy Show. Cheers.
That's good. All right. And we'll play that. Brew Happy!
We're the longest running beer podcast in the Pacific Northwest. Why wouldn't they be listening to us?
So many different beers! I got you something really good and really delicious.
Oh my god.
You listen to the Brew Happy Show, so do I. Do it.
It's not about the beer. It's about the beer.
Oh yeah, that's Brew Happy.
That's right. You are listening to the Brew Happy Show weekly podcast. I'm the voice of beer, and we are at Function PDX in Northeast Alberta. Thank you so much for listening to the show. This week, we are joined by the Green Goddess Botanic.
Hi. Hey, everybody.
And we have our special guest, industry legend, Josh Huerta. How are you, my friend?
Hello, buddy. I'm so happy to be here, man. Getting out of my house on my day off. This is rare.
Yeah.
I always stay home on my days off.
This is how, well, now you see how I spend my days off.
Very nice. Can I interrupt you for a second?
Please.
I heard something on your intro that I didn't know about. This is the longest beer podcast running in the Pacific Northwest?
Yes, I have been, maybe even the world. It's uncontested. I have been doing this podcast since 2009, which is when around the time Joe Rogan started his deal.
Oh
He's
my
got me
God.
He's got me by a month.
Oh, what in the world? I just
know,
learned
right?
that with your intro.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been around for a minute. And that's why the catalog of back episodes is so impressive. You know, things have changed a lot in the beer community over the years. And when you've reported on something for such a long time, you can really see the trajectory of the transformation of the beer community in this town and in the Pacific Northwest. So
Yeah.
it's really cool. I mean, there are some serious legends. You were talking about Fred Eckhart?
Last
Yes.
night, yeah, we were over at your place, and you were talking about some of the industry people that you've worked with throughout your career in the industry.
Absolutely, yeah. Fred Eckhart, I met him in 2008. It was at the Lucky Labrador Barley Wine Festival. We were just talking about that too. And such a great man. Man, I learned so much from him. Of course, he signed me his book, and it was a beautiful day. It was a very nice day.
And he looked quite fetching in a beret. That guy had a fantastic mustache as well.
Yes, I wish I could grow a mustache, but I can't.
I've actually tried doing the Fred Eckhart mustache. It doesn't look good.
Only he pulled it off like that, man.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
looked great on him.
The man was a classic. May he forever live on in our memories. Cheers to Fred.
Cheers,
Cheers.
Fred. Roast, Fred.
Roast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
that's the Prost Bell,
Yeah.
and we love to honor our people.
Yeah, you go back in the Brew Happy archives and you can really spend some good time listening to these amazing people over the years.
Who was
Yeah.
your very first guest?
Let's
that's
see.
a good question.
I think it might have been Brett Joyce from Rogue Ales.
Ooh, very nice. I know who that is.
Yeah, and another one of my very first. I mean, we're going in the way back. This stuff isn't even in the archives because it was in the pilot that I did for this show originally when it was like once a month. And let's see, I did interview Alex Gannum from Upright back when he first started.
Very nice.
He was about 25 back then. He was one of the youngest brewery owners and head brewers in the industry at the time.
That was one of the brands I delivered when I drove for Point Blank Distributing.
Nice.
Yeah, Upright. One of my favorites too. Their Pilsner is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Very good beer.
They do
Yeah,
an excellent
yeah,
job.
They do an awesome job. Now, they were first known for their saisons, but they started expanding their profile. And for a long time, they were one of the best kept secrets in Portland. But they got out of the basement of the Left Bank building. I mean, they still brew in the basement. And they just did like tasting room like Tuesdays and Thursdays for a minute, and then they were doing it for like game days.
Well, they hosted us for a bottle share at one point. That's where we were talking before the show about Cantillon.
Oh yeah,
and, like that's absolutely where we've had it at Upright.
Yeah, and now they moved into the old Stingray coffee shop up on the street level, and that's where we
This
usually
is
enjoy
so
their beer
funny
now.
you're mentioning this because I just barely found that place 2 weeks ago. I did not know they were there, and I was just looking
hard
at
to
your
find.
places. Googled it, and I'm like, wait a minute, is this 2 minutes driving from my house? So I drove there just to see where it is, and of course I stayed there for a while.
Yeah.
But I didn't know.
Most people, if they've had an Upright beer, if they've enjoyed an Upright beer, they've had it either at from a bottle shop, or as like a rare tap turnover. So it's really an awesome brewery, and they have a lot of IPAs now.
Let's go to Upright soon.
Yeah, we
All
should
right,
do the show there.
That's a date.
All right.
Right on.
So, Josh, thanks again for being on the show. I just wanted to kind of refresh the newer listeners a little bit on your experience in the industry. You didn't just deliver beer; you are an avid home brewer, and you've made some awesome beers that many people have enjoyed, including the Pineapple Coles from Pono.
Yum.
Yes, absolutely. Maybe if we have like 2 or 3 minutes, I can tell you a little bit of the history of how I got started on this.
Please.
This is actually pretty cool. A little closer. I can just go like this. Thank you. So I moved here to Portland in 2001 from San Diego. And of course in San Diego, back then there was not many breweries, microbreweries like there is right now. San Diego got bigger after I left. But when I got here, and then all of a sudden I was like, what in the hell is craft beer? What is this?
Right.
So I just started going to places, trying different beers. And one time I saw an article on the Oregonian, The Beer Here by John Foyston.
John Foyston, he's a great guy.
Absolutely.
I used to interview him back in the
We're
day.
friends now.
Yeah.
So I saw this article and telling people, oh, you gotta go to this brewery this weekend to try this new beer. And also, you gotta go to this other brewery to try this other beer. And I was like, okay, what is this about trying different beers? What is this? You know what? I'm going to make a list, and I'm going to follow this list. So on my very first time, I wrote myself a list. My very first brewery I went to was Roots.
Oh,
Roots.
To try the habanero stout.
Wow.
Which I don't want to talk bad about this, but I hated it.
You had some notes.
I did not like it, not because it was a bad beer, it's because I'm not really good. And this is also wrong because I'm Mexican. I'm not really good with spiciness.
Oh, okay. Nothing wrong with that.
I'm really bad with my peppers. And the first sip, I was dying. I asked for a glass of water, and I was trying to recover from that. And the guy sitting next to me, he's like, "Hey, what do you got there?" It's a list. I gotta go and try all these beers. And he's like, "Well, you can drink all those beers in my place." I was like, "Oh, well, which is this? What's your place?" He's like, "Well, I don't own it, but I'm the bartender. The Horse Brass." And I was like, "Well, I never heard of this."
Oh,
I think I know where this is going.
I don't know any of this. Oh, follow me. Trust me on this one.
Follow me to this magical land called Horse Brass.
I followed this guy to the Horse Brass, and oh my God, I fall in love. And it's just that's how I got started in craft beer.
Love at first sight.
The very next month, I was living in Tigard at the time. I saw an article in the paper saying, "Hey, Max's Fano Creek is going to open here in Tigard." So I went over when they first opened. I met Max, and the rest is history. He taught me everything I know about brewing, and pretty much I brew half of all my beers with him.
Wow.
He's been my brew partner since the beginning. He's the one that taught me how to brew beer, and he's the one that helped me brew the very first Pineapple Express.
Wow.
Which, by the way, a lot of people don't know this. It was my wife's idea.
No kidding.
Get out. Amy's a freaking genius.
Wow. Well, let's do a pro spell to the wife.
Yes.
Cheers.
Thanks, wifey.
Cheers. Let
Yeah.
me drink this.
Good partners can sometimes make good beer.
So my wife doesn't drink beer, but once in a while she
But
tries.
it was her idea.
Once in a while she just tries a sip of my beer because it sounds like she might like it. So this one time she's like, "Hey, you know what? What if you brew something that I can drink? Something light, something that has maybe pineapple in it?"
Yeah.
And I was like, I can come up with something like that. I mean, at the time I was already a BJCP, a certified beer judge. So I knew how to formulate recipes out of my head. So I'm like, hey, what about actually the very first Pineapple Express was a Hefeweizen. It was a
Oh,
Kolsch.
no way.
I don't know if you knew that.
No.
I did.
It was a pineapple hef.
It was a Pineapple Hefeweizen, the first one. And the very first batch that I ever brew Pineapple Express, I borrowed the 1007 yeast from Widmer.
No kidding.
Jacob Leonard, I don't know if you know that name.
Uh-uh.
He brewed for Walking Man and he brewed for other breweries.
Okay.
Anyways, he was working at Widmer at the time. And I asked him, are you guys homebrew friendly? He was like, yeah, can you hook me up with a little bit of yeast? Hell yeah. So
Right on, yeah.
they hooked me up with a little bit of yeast, and that was the very first Pineapple Express brewed with Widmer's yeast. And it was my wife's idea, and she actually liked this beer. She can't drink it. This is the only beer she can drink.
That's great.
What year would you say that was?
When Pineapple Express was born, I think it was 2010.
Wow.
Nice.
Maybe 9, because we won the Collaborator in 2011
Okay.
with Pineapple Express.
No kidding.
And
Wow.
Widmer brewed it in 2012 for the Oregon Brewers Festival.
No kidding.
They pour my beer at the Oregon Brewers Festival.
Oh
80,000 people was there that weekend.
That's a huge accomplishment. Oh my
Wait,
God.
I think I probably was one of them.
It was the biggest line in the
Yeah.
whole fest. It was the biggest line. And I want to say, remember 21st Amendment Brewing?
Yeah.
Okay, they used to bring that watermelon beer.
Yeah.
It was the bestseller for the longest time.
Uh-huh.
That was the year that they brought something different. So my beer took the first place that year because they didn't bring.
Whoa.
It's the middle of the summer. Everybody wants something fruity, something light. And they screwed up because they brought a pale ale in the middle of the summer.
Ah.
And I brought Pineapple Express, and
That's too dry.
it was the best seller 2012.
Yeah, you need
it's a
something
killer
juicy.
name. It is so juicy.
Oh, yeah.
I think it has to be one of my favorite Kolsch's
Now,
I've ever had.
was it called the Pineapple Express at the time?
Yes.
Nice.
Actually, when Larry at Pona Brewing was trying to get the beer to go to their brewery, he had to ask Rob Widmer if it was okay if he used the name.
Okay.
Because Widmer used it first, so they had the rights,
Oh.
and they had to ask permission to
Interesting.
get the name. Yeah,
I did not know that.
I don't know if I ever open up a brewery or if I want to brew this with somebody else. I don't know if we can use the name anymore, but I'm assuming so. I mean,
I don't see why not.
yeah, if it's a seasonal, it's not going to be a
Yeah.
problem. But
Now, who was the fellow that took you to the horse brass?
oh, his name is Chris.
Oh, okay.
Chris, yeah, it wasn't Chris King C. It was a different Chris. It was a thin, tall. I believe he still works there.
Okay.
I think so, yeah.
That's so interesting.
So
I thought you were going to tell me it was Don Younger.
I know. I wish. No, I met him there that day. I actually sat next to him, and I didn't know who he was.
Oh, wow.
he bought me a beer, and the bartender got upset with him. He's like, Don, stop buying beers to everybody.
Yeah. He was a very unassuming
So I
fellow.
look at him. I'm like, who's this guy? I'm looking. Oh, he's just the owner. Ah, oh, okay.
Damn, knocking elbows with beer celebrities.
Oh, yeah.
I seriously think that the world, it's just too coincidental. All of those things to happen, you were meant to be in the beer world.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? You meet those people, you drink those beers, you have the passion. It just seems like you were meant to do this.
Oh, yeah.
So that's how Pineapple Express was born, and how I got first started in craft beer. Thanks to, it was I guess a mix of several people, but thanks to the beer John Foyson. Thanks to the Oregonian, I guess. I don't want to tell him that though. And thanks to Max, because I went to that brewery and he just jumped in and he's one that offered, I'll teach you how to brew beer.
Yeah.
And
Now, Max was an interesting fellow to meet at your party last night. Was Max's first name or his last name?
Max's first name, Tiger, is his last name.
Max Tiger.
Max Tiger, yeah.
That's a great name.
That's a great name. It's like a cartoon name.
That
or
dude's
like a superhero.
That dude's credentials are ridiculous, man. He's been in that the Siebel Institute.
Yeah, he was telling me about that.
That's not a lot of people who actually has a degree from that University of Beer. It's just that dude can brew beer.
Knows his stuff.
It's a beer master for me.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So we love talking about home brewing, and I was wondering what were some of the other inspirations that you had when you were first getting started. Did you have your own kit even? Because when I first started home brewing, I had to borrow I had to brew off of my friend Matt Harhigh's kit, which I actually have now. He gifted it to me before he left town. And sadly, I've only made like 2 beers in it since then. It's terrible. I need to get off my keister and do something more with all that equipment. But yeah, did you go out to FH Steinbart right away and get your own gear, or?
Well, this is also kind of not complicated. How can I put it? So when I first started, of course, I was brewing with Max in his brew system at home, but I wanted my own, of course.
Yeah, the brew bug had bit you.
But I was at the time working 2 jobs for minimum wage, so I couldn't afford to buy my own. So I had to buy.
I hear you.
I had to buy one part of the homebrew equipment a month. So it took me about 4 years to actually build my own system. But once the system
sometimes takes a while.
Sometimes once I got the last piece of it, by the time I already spent over $3,000 in this system.
Wow.
And for 15 years ago, that's a lot of money for a homebrew system.
Oh yeah.
And
definitely.
it was beautiful system. And it was people was jealous just to see this beautiful system, and only lasted like 2 or 3 years. And I had an emergency in my hometown in Mexico one time, and I had to sell it.
Okay.
I had to sell it so I can get money so I can go and see my family. I was having an emergency. The good news is I sold it to another good friend of mine. That anytime I wanted to brew beer, I just go to his house and brew my own system that I sold to him.
That's great.
So, but yeah, it was really hard for me.
That's what friends are for, though.
Back then thank you. Back then making minimum wage, it took me forever to build my own system, and it's just it was a heartbreaker to sell it because it took me so long.
I
long.
totally hear you.
And
man.
I just sold it in 5 minutes. It's just this is not happening.
But even in that short amount of time, it helped you carve a path towards getting being a professional in the industry, and it led you to Pono Brewing and delivering beer and being more of a part of the industry, and it's such an important part of the picture. It's the starting point for everyone that winds up getting into the brewing industry.
Yeah, and while it's nice to have your own system, I'm sure kind of the camaraderie of brewing a beer together on someone else's, I don't know, tanks. Maybe it can still be fun. Maybe it can be even better than just brewing at home by yourself.
Yeah, and it's always a lot more fun to brew with other people, and it's actually a really good idea to brew on multiple systems in multiple situations. Over the course of learning, because you learn to deal with different variables and different ways of cleaning and different ways of storing things and different tools that you can use. And collaborating with other homebrewers is one of the ways that we all learn how to make better beer.
I think I had more fun collaborating with people than brewing on my own, because there's other people around, and of course somebody else is going to bring something to drink while we're brewing.
Okay. Oh yeah,
yes, that's one of the key elements. You got to drink a beer while you're waiting for the beer.
Yeah, of course. You're working on your taste buddies so they get better, and that's how I became a beer judge.
Yeah, it's in the Charlie Papazian manual.
So yeah, man. I think I collaborated with probably up to 7 or 8 people brewing beer, and
nice.
Everybody that I collaborated with, just professional homebrewers, just good people, good beer. We will. I don't know if the name Ted Assor rings a bell.
Yeah, I remember that guy.
We were members of the Oregon Brew Crew, and we collaborated to brew a beer. I think it was an Oktoberfest.
Okay.
And this was an experiment. So both of us took our 5 gallons home, and we lager it, we carbonate it. Mm-hmm. We did whatever we wanted to do with it.
Same beer?
Same beer.
Okay.
So once the beer was ready, we enter it in a homebrew competition and to see who did better. I beat him.
What? Was there
send
something magic in the closet you put it in?
So the secret is just have the right temperature for a lager. You have to lager it for a couple months at a cold temperature, and if you have the means to keep your beer on a cold temperature.
Did you have a cooler?
I did not have a cooler, but I had a basement that was always 55 degrees, and that's pretty much what you primary lager.
That's basically how lagers were born.
Yeah. And I bought a used fridge on Craigslist for $20.
Oh, nice.
And once I transferred into secondary, then the temperature has to be colder for the secondary fermentation. That one was like 35 degrees. So
Whoa.
it was just perfect. The difference between the two beers, it wasn't too much, but you could tell.
How crisp was that? That's awesome.
I'm gonna send the link to this episode to him. So I say, hey, buddy, sorry, man. I told everybody that I beat you in a homebrew
It's
competition.
okay. You can be proud. We're proud of you, man.
Yeah, right on.
That's awesome.
Speaking of beers, let's take a moment just real quick to talk a little bit about the beers that we have on the table. Now, for those of you that are regular listeners, you probably know that when we go to Function PDX, we get to try out a different brewery from a different part of the country every month. And it's no different. Renowned breweries nationwide transform this space here at Function PDX into a tap room that embodies the spirit of each brewery's hometown location. And this is done 1 month at a time. And they collaborate with some of the finest breweries in the country, contributing to the vibrant Oregon beer and beverage community with a refreshing perspective from different parts of the country. Now, most of these two breweries are coming to us from Texas. The first one I'm going to speak about is from Dallas, and that is Celestal Beer Works.
From Dallas, Texas.
From Dallas, Texas. And they are passionate about creativity, camaraderie, charity, and providing a remarkable experience for every guest. They have a focus on hop-forward, complex yet approachable styles. And this is right off their website, guys. I'm not making all this stuff up. They hold themselves to the highest standards of quality. And they never serve a beer that does not manifest their exact intention, which is that's pretty serious, you know.
That's some woo-woo talk there.
Yeah,
we're releasing beers that only align with our highest selves.
Yeah.
Love that.
They celebrate art, science, and space, and work every day to ensure that every time you go and come into contact with one of their beers, it's incredible, all-encompassing experience, whether you're sipping from a can at home or drinking a pint of space juice at your favorite restaurant. Wow.
I don't know. I'm vibing pretty high on this Celestial brewery over here.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So that's what's going on here.
I'm drinking a delicious beer by Celestial.
Yeah.
It's the Galactic Gondola, Italian Pilsner, 5.2%. Man, I'm just really liking it. It's got really clean, crisp, and crushable notes here.
Yeah, it's a great Italian Pilsner and 5.2%.
Yeah, it's really clear, effervescent. It's just really delicious overall.
Yeah. I also have a Celestial beer. I went with a lighter ABV. This is weighing in at 4%. It's called the Satellite. It's an American light lager, crisp, refreshing, and bright. And I got to say, they should also add hoppy to the menu. So for you hopheads out there that want something a little bit lighter than an IPA, this is a really good pick and a great way to start off on the menu with something a little more sessionable. That way you don't get drunk too fast. What'd you get there, Josh?
Where's the fun in that? I don't know if I can talk about it because the name of the beer is called Super Secret. But,
hush, hush.
But I'm going to tell you anyways. It's from Bayerlich.
Yeah, we love those guys.
Local brewery. It's a West Coast IPA, 6.2 alcohol percent, and it is perfect. It is just well balanced. It's light body. One of those that you can just like almost chug it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you want, but you want to.
Yeah.
Because it's so drinkable, so refreshing. It is just perfect for this weather, too.
Yeah.
I'm digging it.
Now, it's important to note that Bayerlich was actually one of the first breweries featured at the original Function PDX tap room over there in Northwest, where we'll be in a couple of weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was the super secret tap room for quite a bit.
Look at the Look at this beer history nerd.
Yeah,
I know.
You know, I'm just digging back into the memory. I haven't had that much to drink yet, so I can still remember things.
Let's fix that.
Well, we can get there.
So it was a super secret beer from Bearlick at
Yeah.
the super secret tap room
yeah.
Function PDX.
Right. Yeah. That's
I don't know
right.
how I found it because they kept it secret, but I got it.
Thank God they didn't keep the secret and they shared it with all of us.
I know.
Yum.
So they there is more on the tap list. They have something that I'm probably going to have a little bit later. The pedestrianism from last month's brewery, our mutual friend. That's a dark pub ale, malty, toffee, toasty, weighing in at 5.2. They also have a collaboration by Celestal and Meanwhile Brewing, which I'll talk about in just a moment. It's called the Right Back At You. It's a hazy double IPA. It's tropical, zesty, and fluffy. And that sucker is a heavy 8%.
Fluffy.
Yeah.
That's my
Fluffy.
nickname.
Fluffy. Well, okay, so how can one be fluffy at 8.2%?
I don't know, Bronwyn. I guess we're just going to have to drink it and
Oh, I
find
can't wait.
Maybe it's the way you feel afterwards.
out. Maybe. I feel a little fluffy right now, but I just had a Taste Tickler sandwich not that long ago, so.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Now, the our mutual friend has a year 12 double barrel aged stout, weighing in at 18.6%.
No.
Holy shit.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that.
18%.
Well,
I think
we're not
that's-
FCC regulated, but I do try to curb the language
I
from
think
time to time.
that has got to be the highest ABV we've ever had on the show.
I don't know. I think we've had something that was
I
like
don't-
23, 24 at one point.
Really?
Yeah, it was definitely a barrel
I mean,
aged.
other than like
Or a
JP's
barley
Scotch
wine.
collection.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And then, of course, they always have the Yonder Palisades cider by Yonder. This one's a blackberry and sage this week. That's a 6.8. And then by Celestal and Crosby Hops. That's Crosby Hops Farm.
Is that a collaboration?
Well, yeah, they did the Corporate Estate Session IPA. That's only 4.8%.
I love Crosby.
Yeah, everybody loves Crosby Hop Farms. They are amazing.
Good people.
Yeah. I still have I have 2 hats by them,
Very nice.
and we love to go. We love every summer going out to their
Top wire.
Top Wire.
Yeah.
They got a little tap room in the middle of their hop farm. It's great.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
You got 2 hats from those guys?
Yeah.
You got one for me, right?
You
Yeah.
you can have one of them. I only have one head.
Yeah. Damien has 1 head and 15,000 beer related
Oh
hats.
my
Yeah,
God!
yeah,
Not
same
not
here.
that many. Maybe.
I'm actually trying to give some away because I had so
1,500.
many.
Yeah.
Right?
Working for the industry is one of the things. You just talk
All
to
the
your reps.
swag.
You just
Yeah.
talk to your reps, and boom, you got a hat
Yeah.
every week. A new
It's
hat.
amazing. I love, and I'm a sucker for hats. I
Yeah.
like hats.
You're rocking a Single Hill Brewing hat right now. It's
true.
looking good.
That's true. Thank
Actually,
you.
Single Hill was interviewed over at the Function Northwest.
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a great
that was
episode.
last year.
That was a great episode.
Should
was.
worn a beer hat today. I missed it.
Oh, that's okay.
Well,
It's okay.
I found
this
this
hat
hat.
is so snazzy.
I lost this hat like a year ago, and I just found it 2 days ago, so I've been wearing it.
Yeah.
your lucky
and,
hat.
And you got a compliment on it when you came in.
It is my lucky hat. It is. I love it.
It's
Thank you.
a short brim fedora.
It's a really cool fedora, yeah.
Yeah.
It was hidden all the way in the bottom of the drawer. I was like, hey, what are you doing here? But good to see you again, buddy. Let's go.
Aw,
good on ya.
let's go.
Let's go. Yeah. Here's the finding lost swag. We love that. Okay, so also we have our mutual friend Times Arrow West Coast IPA at 7.7. Celestal Brewing, our host brewery, has the Stellar Remnants Hazy IPA weighing in at 7%. That's citrusy, juicy, and crushable. Oh, you hopheads are going to love that. Celestal also has the Struth Hazy IPA. Oh, wait. Struth Hazy Tea IPA? What could that be? Tea
A
IPA?
tea IPA.
A triple?
Triple IPA?
Oh shit.
What? Triple IPA? What about that beer, fans? Fluffy, juicy, peachy. There's that word again, fluffy.
Those are fillings.
And that's a 10% beer, people. Oh, yeah, you're going to love that.
Oh my god.
Quench your thirst with that. Maybe make sure you have a designated driver for that guy. And then Celestial clears off the rest of the tap list with the Dream Hack Fruited Berliner Weiss. That's a tart, punchy berry beer made at 5.2%. So
That's a great selection.
yeah, that's a really good idea for a summer beer.
Yeah. I'm not hearing any porters or stouts or anything really dark.
That's
But
okay.
it's kind of not the season for
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And maybe if we're lucky, they'll have something dark at the Northwest location for
We got a
us.
porter right here.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Oh!
Josh, you brought some beer that you like. You brought some stuff from Freem. Tell us a little bit about your picks
Hell
today.
yeah.
Well, I have my cellar when I worked for Point Blank Distributing. I was able to get a hold when the beer first came into town. I knew that was in town before anybody else.
Oh, that's one of the things I loved about working in the industry.
Yeah, so before the beer, as soon as the beer will go out in the truck to the first store, I was there the very first. I was there on the very first day to buy my beers because I know these beers are hard to get now. And they age very well because they're barrel aged.
Oh, yeah.
Freem has the barrel house down at the gorge. What's it called? The name of that
Hood
city?
River?
No, they have the barrel house on Cascade Locks.
Oh, no kidding.
Dude,
That's right.
Oh man, I know the guy. I can
We
give you
haven't been there.
yeah.
We haven't been there yet.
We need to go.
I
We
know-
totally need to go.
I know the
yeah.
manager, so I can get you in.
You know
Cascade
people?
Locks.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Wait, okay, so God, it's been forever since I've heard anyone mention Cascade Locks, but isn't Gorge's? Doesn't Gorge's beer have a compound there?
I believe so.
Thunder Island is there. I
Thunder
never heard of Gorgeous.
Island.
I don't
Okay,
know.
I wonder if they hung around. They took over what spot?
They have another location, that they took over. Was it
Milwaukee. They just opened a new tap room in Milwaukee.
Oh,
right,
nice.
yeah.
Yes, and
Nice.
it's really super nice. You gotta get yourself out there.
All right.
So finishing with these two beers, I have a cellar full of probably about 50 beers from Frame that I was buying every time I had the chance. And these two were pretty much the first two I saw, and I'm like, these are perfect. So I brought you the first one. It's a rum barrel aged porter,
Oh hell yeah!
and it usually says the year. Oh, this is 2019.
all the rum.
This is a 6-year-old 2019
Wow.
beer. I forgot that the year, so it was in the
Where's
back.
the rum? It's in this beer.
And the second one, this one right here, is a maple barrel aged smoked porter as well.
That sounds
From
like
the
a
same
breakfast
year.
beer.
From the same year. I didn't even notice that it was from the same year.
Wow.
But
That does sound like breakfast.
I-
Smoky and
Mapley.
mapley.
I have them in my cellar on perfect temperature, so these beers have been well conserved over these years.
Oh.
So whenever you open them up, they're gonna be really,
Thank you
really
so
good.
much.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, Damien has quite a collection of beer in the stash.
Oh, yeah.
And so, I just can't wait.
Don't
till
we all?
You guys
yeah.
guys do.
Beer
Yeah.
nerds, of
Yeah, you're
course,
beer
we have
nerds.
to.
yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of beer nerds in the industry and a lot of beer collections that are, filling up closets and fridges everywhere.
All across
Absolutely.
Portland. All across the land.
Beervana, I love it.
Yeah. You gotta love it.
I love it living here.
Yeah.
It was the situation in my life. When I first got here, what I used to drink was MGD because I didn't know any better.
Oh, yeah.
Living in San Diego, MGD, it was also a joke.
It's all right.
It
I
was
used to drink
also a
Michelob
joke.
Ultra at one point.
MGD, we will joke, MGD stands for Mexicans Getting Drunk.
Oh.
So, oh yeah, we got to drink this, man. Come on.
Hey, if
Sounds like a party.
if you like it, you like it. I moved on to different beers, starting with Guinness, and then I wound up having some Ephemere beers and experimenting with Belgians, and then when I came out here, it was just the sky was the limit. I started getting into saisons and farmhouse beers and all kinds of stuff. So it was just a matter of time before I had to start a podcast and share what I was learning.
Very nice. I know this is a very hard question for everybody, even for me, but one time I came to the conclusion that I do have one. Do you have a favorite beer?
Oh, well, usually I say it's the one that I'm drinking.
Of course.
But I have to say, the Pineapple Kolsch has been celebrated as one of my favorite beers for a
Wow.
very long time,
I didn't
especially
know
on
that.
this show. I've always been very passionate about that. You can dial back just about any other episode, and at some point or another, I'm talking about the Pineapple Kolsch. The other beer that I talk about on the opposite side of the color spectrum that is near and dear to my heart is the Cavatica Stout by Fort George.
Oh my goodness, that's a
So
great beer.
those, for if you're going to go with a lighter beer or versus a darker beer, those are the bookends of the spectrum that I will usually go with. And then if you want to go stop right in the middle around Belgian Town, the Scheppelkopfigen by Monkless.
Monkless is fantastic.
By far one of my favorite beers in that end of the spectrum.
Very nice. It's good to know this.
So those three, I think, round out a really good, palate experience for me.
Yeah, you're asking a Libra to choose one thing. It's impossible.
Yeah.
I'm
'cause
so shocked you were able to narrow it down to one.
I'm surprised I was able to narrow it down to 3.
Well, I'm talking about Josh. He said he was able to narrow it down.
And which one did you
curious.
go with?
This is because it also has history.
Okay.
It's one of the beers that got me started in craft beer, and it's not even a local beer. This is the Blonde from La Chouffe.
Oh.
And it was one of the first beers I ever tried. When I first started doing the John Foyson trips around town, on my 3rd trip, which it was Max's Fender Creek, it caught my eye because all his beers back then, pints were $3.
Oh.
So the pints were $3, but I was looking at the menu, $3, three. The very last beer was $6.
What?
So I asked Max, who was the bartender at the time, and one of the owners, hey, how come this beer is $6 and the rest are $3? And he's like, oh, well, this is an import from Belgium, and it costs money to bring it here. That's why we have to, we don't want to make a lot of money, but we have to make a little bit.
Right.
So we have to actually price it different. I was like, okay, well, let me try that. Boom. That's it for me.
Wow.
I will just go to the brewery before coming. I live 2 blocks away from there. So
Of course.
we'll go home, go to the brewery, and get me a couple of shoots, and then go to sleep I can go to work again the next day. I did that for months, and it became my favorite brewery. Until today, I love that beer. It's just a light blonde, for Belgian beer.
I mean, what's not to like?
It's fantastic.
Right? Well, that's awesome, Josh. I really love finding out more about people's experiences. Whether they're making beer, they just love drinking certain beers. A lot of people can't usually pick a favorite, but for fellows like you and me that have been in the industry long enough, at some point you got to make choices.
Absolutely, yeah. And if I can give one more shout out to someone else,
Sure, please.
It's a very important person, not in my life. It's a good friend of mine, one of my best friends. But thanks to him, I got the drum. I want to give a shout out to my friend Jamie Rodriguez. You probably know him.
Oh.
He's used to be a brewer. He's not anymore. He brewed for Steelheads in Eugene. He brewed for Max's Fender Creek. He brewed for Hopworks. When I told you earlier that I used to work 2 jobs all the time, minimum wage.
Oh yeah, me too.
One time I got home, I had a really bad day. I used to work for an assisted living home when people die every day,
Oh,
You
yeah.
get close to
That
these
can be
people,
sad, yeah.
and then they will die. One day I had a really terrible day. One of my favorite people died, and I got home, and I wanted to cry. Jamie Rodriguez called me, and he's like, hey, do you want to work for the beer industry? I was like, yes. What do I have to do? It's like, just drive yourself to Point Blank Distributing tomorrow, and the job is pretty much yours, you did. Just go there. I was like, are you kidding? I mean, do I have to interview? Well, of course you have to interview, but I know you.
Yeah.
You're going to get it.
You're gonna get it.
I was like, oh, I called in sick the next day. So I can go to my interview
I've
at
totally
Point
done
Blank
that.
Distributor. That
Yeah.
was 2011, and I got hired on the spot.
Nice.
I got hired on the spot,
Yeah.
and the rest is history.
They would have been freaking fools.
Yeah.
Fools not to take you.
I know. Well,
So, Jamie Rodriguez, if you listen to this, thank you very much, buddy. I love you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
cheers to friends in the industry.
Cheers.
Yeah.
I've been
Oh, yeah.
been thinking about if I have a top beer, and it is
Yeah, Bronwyn.
nearly impossible to think about the favorite,
Oh.
especially because it's not even a local beer.
Well, we've been to a few places just even recently, and
It's that chocolate that organic chocolate stout from Sam Smith.
Oh.
That beer is so good.
That is a really good beer.
Yeah.
So I thought you were going to pick something from Old Town Brewing because we were there this past week and when we had pizza. Or where else did we go? Oh, well, we were over at the McPolanders. They always have really good beer over
McPolanders. I think we also hit up Roscoe's at one point this last week.
Yeah, we went to Roscoe's.
Yeah.
I freaking love you, Jeremy Landers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a great episode with them last week.
We did. I'm still editing it because we talked so much. It was over an hour, so I don't think I can really cut down very much. So it was all really good conversation. It was fun conversation.
With Jeremy, it's always a great beer conversation.
Oh,
all
yeah.
the time.
Jen and Jeremy are great, and they're wonderful supporters of the show. Let's do a pro spell to those guys, too.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of pro spells this
I gotta
week.
get myself a new beer. I'm out.
Oh, yeah, we should take a break.
Oh yeah, we do need to take a break. Yeah, so this is a good stopping point. So listeners, thank you so much for joining the show wherever you happen to be listening to us. We are available wherever podcasts are found on all the listening apps from iHeartRadio to Spotify to Apple Podcasts, all the podcast apps. If you want to help support the show, check us out on patreon.com/Brew Happy. And for as little as $1, you can help support the show and help us pay the bar tab. And at the $5 level, you get to be included in just backstage material. We have a overpour episode that we did last week. We haven't done one of those in a while, so I'll be releasing that as well. I have to edit that also. And other little tidbits and fun surprises as well. And then if you have a business like our friends over at Lazy Days and you want to help sponsor the show at the $25 level, we'll do bumpers with you. And I'm actually in the process of writing a commercial with our friend Ryan Still over there at Lazy Days, and I'll be telling you a little bit more about them when we come back from the break. We're going to stop to order more beer and listen to some tunes as we got to make some hard choices about which beer we're going to choose on the menu here at Function PDX. Right after this music and some more beer next.
Hey, what's up? This is Ty from Single Hill Brewing, and you are listening to the Brew Happy Show.
Beer mongers. Where in this urban jungle can I find a decent craft beer?
Look, what's that off in the distance?
Distance? What distance? We're so conveniently located at Southeast 11th Avenue.
Beer mongers, bottle shop and tap room. Oh no, what's that?
Don't worry, that's just Damien rooting around in our extensive selection.
So many different beers!
Beer mongers, bottle shop and tap room.
For more information, visit thebeermongers.com or check out our social media.
It's not about the beer. It's about the beer. You can't get so crazy about beer that it becomes obsessive. The second part is about the beer. It means it's about the beer culture. It's about the camaraderie that comes with the person beer. It's not about the beer you're drinking. It's about how you drink it, where you drink it. It's a cultural thing. It can't be a singular event. I mean, they have a word for singular events. They're not fun.
back. Wise words from the legendary tavern rat, Don Younger. We love that guy, and we definitely miss him, but his wisdom lives on in our glass every time we take a sip.
Was that you playing the guitar?
No, that is, it's called Portcullis by, let's see. Oops. Oh, I lost it.
I was very impressed. I thought it was you.
He actually is a very talented musician.
Oh.
He does
Did not
play the
know that.
guitar, and he sings.
Oh, please.
On our very
I'm
first
a better singer
date,
than I am a guitar player. I strum.
Well, on our very first date, he took me to sing to karaoke, and he serenaded me from the stage.
Ooh.
I was really taking a gamble. What I call is the suicide move, when I pull some shit that I'm pretty sure isn't going to work out, but I figure if it does work, it was meant to be, and I just got to know. And so I went up and I sang back to the USSR by the Beatles. I've sang Beatles songs before, but I'd never sang that one, and I didn't really even know, wasn't even all that familiar with the song. I just had kind of sang along with it in the car a few times.
We had gotten drunk, and we were closing that bar
I
down,
just
and you were going
belted
to
it
get up
out.
there and sing.
I'm going to have to go to one of those events at karaoke with you, man.
Karaoke from
yeah.
Hell at Dante's Monday night.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you'll even find him at the Alibi.
Live band. Oh, yeah, yeah. Alibi doesn't have a live band, but they have
No,
a really nice
but they
TV
have
and
tiki drinks.
a great stage.
Some Mai Tai.
Is that the one on Interstate?
Yeah.
Pina coladas.
yeah.
I have been there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the really sparkly sign out front.
Yeah. It's a good one.
It is really fun.
So,
Good place.
yeah, it really is. We do have another brewery that we're probably going to get more into in a couple of weeks. I just want to give an honorable mention to Meanwhile Brewing Company. They are also out of Texas, and they are from Austin, Texas, which a lot of people consider the Texas flavor of Portland, or the Portland flavor of Texas. One or the other.
They
Austin
do the
is
whole,
the Portland, Texas.
Yeah,
the
they
Texas
do.
Portland.
They do the whole keep Austin weird
Yes.
thing. So we're like
Yeah.
twinsies.
Yeah, exactly. In that vein. So they are very much also keeping it weird over there, and we'll talk a little bit more about them in a couple of weeks when we head over to the Northwest location in the Pearl District.
Yeah, we got to taste their collab.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, and Celestial, the Right Back At Ya.
Uh-huh.
We got a little sample of it because.
What'd you think?
Well, we thought it was really good.
Yeah.
Mostly, I was interested in understanding what they were talking about when they were using the descriptor word fluffy.
Oh, yeah.
So we tasted that beer, and then I ended up getting that really big beer.
That's
the
pretty-
10%. This is the triple.
It's pretty juicy, hazy-looking beer.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was
Can I try
fluffy.
it?
Please do.
Okay.
Fluffy and peachy.
Wow.
Is how they described this one at 10%.
Is that the one you let me try earlier?
Oh,
No, this is
wow.
different. You should try this.
It kind of reminds me of a mimosa.
A mimosa.
Yeah.
It's a 10% beer.
Uh-huh.
It's a triple IPA.
Yeah, I'm not finishing that.
And I mean, I'm not usually like a triple IPA drinker, but I had to know what fluffy and peachy tasted like.
It is very, very juicy.
What do you think?
That's a triple?
Triple.
Doesn't taste
It
like a triple.
does
That's
not.
dangerous.
It is super dangerous. It's almost juice, almost
Uh-huh.
like a cocktail. You
Oh,
said, yeah.
agreed.
Yeah.
Almost like a cocktail.
There is no overt bitterness
Uh-huh.
from the hops.
Uh-uh.
There is an orange juice aftertaste.
Little bit of like grapefruit finish, but
Look at the color on that too.
Very, very juicy.
That is murky.
Yeah.
That is solid.
I mean, it looks like a mimosa.
Almost like a smoothie
Yeah.
beer. Remember when the smoothie beers got really popular?
Yes.
This
That's
is
what
kind
Great
of
Notion
reminiscent.
is known for.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. So I think we all really like it.
Speaking of Great Notion, I wanted to mention that Willamette Week they voted on their best breweries, and their top 5, not in no certain order, was Great Notion was one of those. And can you guess what some of the other ones were? One of them's your client.
What is the category again?
The best brewery, top 5 best breweries in Portland.
Okay, well, you said the Grand Ocean?
Uh-huh.
Can I say one?
Uh-huh.
I gotta say Freem.
Is it on the list?
They were not on the list.
Oh my
my
god!
God! Shocking.
Yeah.
Well, who made this list? They're wrong.
Willamette Week.
Let's see. It's probably Breakside.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course, Breakside's in there.
Also on the list is Bearlick, and then also Wayfinder.
Of
Wayfinder,
course.
fantastic.
Wayfinder.
And
Excellent.
our sponsor on Patreon,
Lazy Days?
Lazy Days
Lazy
Brewing. Yeah.
Congratulations, guys.
It's a good list.
It is a good list.
I don't agree with all of it, but it's a good list.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So if
you'd
you were
swap
to-
out what Great Notion for Freem?
Us,
Could it be a top 6? We could make it a top 6.
great notion. I mean, see, the thing is,
We largely
I don't
agree.
want to say one name because I know at least one person in each brewery. So I just don't want to swap out. I'll just say it. I will put Frame in the top 5.
Okay.
Maybe not first. Because Breakside will take that every day.
Oh, yeah.
Breakside will take that. I agree with Breakside. Breaksid's number 1 in my opinion. But this got to be. Freeman has to be there.
It's got to be on
It's
somewhere
gotta
on the
be there.
list.
You
Yeah.
know, Wayfinder is in my top 5.
Wow.
Wayfinder.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think what Natalie Baldwin does over there is incredible. I love
Yeah.
her confidence. I love her tenure in the position. You know, she's just had such a great career.
Yeah, and Wayfinder kind of poached her from Breakside.
It was probably like the best thing they ever did. I mean, that. Okay. The Laura Palmer.
Oh, yeah.
That beer.
You love that beer.
Was one of my top beers for almost an entire year. And that was made in a collaboration with
Yeah.
Wayfinder.
Yeah.
See, a brewery that focus a lot on lagers, it's always going to be, it's going to have a spot in my heart. And I tell you what, I don't think you guys know this about myself. I am allergic to Northwest hops.
What? How?
This is a BS allergy
Aw,
that I only
shit.
heard. I only heard that only one other person that I met one time has the same allergy. Other than that, I never heard of this in my entire
That is very,
life.
very specific, I
That-
do have to say.
That means that if I drink a beer that has hops that they were grown in this area, I will break into hives.
Oh, shit.
No problem. I'll fix it with the Benadryl.
It's a trap.
It's fixable. See, you know, I'm not gonna die or anything like that. But it
Oh my
is
gosh,
a
how do you
pain
keep
in
track?
the butt. And when the doctor narrowed it down, because I have to keep going back to the office with the doctor and see, because we didn't know what it was. I mean, why am I breaking into hives? We finally, after 2 years, narrowed it down. It was hops, but it's only hops grown in this area.
It's
and
the pollen.
And it's the pollen. It is the pollen. I'm allergic to pollen big time.
Yeah.
And I am almost positive it has to be one of those hops that starts with the letter C.
Oh.
You know, Crystal,
Crystal,
Centennial,
yeah.
Cascade. There is so many. There's so many.
Wow.
I mean, there's
Northwest hops with a C.
so I think it's one of those because
Very-
not all of them give him the allergy.
Very, very
Not all of them.
suspicious, Very specific.
It's got to be just one or two, types that get me.
Well, Josh, I think I have the beer for you. Like I said, Lazy Days was on the top 5 best beer bars in Portland by the Willamette Week, and they have what I had today was the New Zealand Pilsner called the Rawaka, and that's made with New Zealand hops. So I think you'd probably drink that one, and
There you go.
I think you'd like it a lot.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Like 4 flat tires.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Waka waka.
Yeah, yeah. Now, if you've been listening to the show for a while, you probably know that I'm a big fan of the Czech Pilsner Vesna they have over there, which is a very delicious beer. They also have an 80s action Kolsch that I was very tempted to try, but I didn't want to have too much fun before the show. And for you hopheads out there, they got the Portland Punch West Coast IPA, the Willackenzie Northwest IPA, the Trillium Northwest Pale, and the Project Pale Mary Hazy Pale, and of course the Shifty Light Lager, which is only 4.1%.
Ooh,
It's very sessionable.
I can drink all day.
Yeah. So we're going to be putting together a commercial for our friends over at Lazy Days, and they want us to know things. I got to figure out how to do 30 seconds to let people know that
You need models?
Maybe we could model for them. I don't see why not. They want people to know that they are the proud sponsors of not only the Portland Pickles, but the Bangers and the Timbers and the rugby team,
love
which
the
is called
Bangers name.
which is called the Pigs.
Okay,
And-
so we just found out what the Bangers looked like.
Uh-huh.
The mascot last week at Jen and Jeremy's.
Yes, very
Because-
very sinister looking sausage.
So Jen was telling us,
I'm down.
because we were drinking the straightaway cocktail Pickletini.
Pickletini.
She was celebrating 4 years of working with Straightaway, and to celebrate, there's a Pickletini sponsored with the Portland Pickles. And so she was telling us about the mascot and all that, and she was like, well, there's also this other team in Portland called the Bangers.
Wow.
And that's how we found out about that terrifying sausage.
Wow, yeah.
I mean,
Terrifying sausage.
literally
Yeah,
terrifying. Have you ever
terrifying
seen
sausage.
Josh? I swear
No,
to God.
I've never seen this
I'm
before.
You gotta look up a
I'm
picture.
I
getting
will.
it.
Yeah.
As soon as I get a break, I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah. Just to let you know, you can get sausage on your pizza at all 3 Lazy Days locations in Beaverton, Flint Street here in Portland, and their new Bethany location as well.
Oh man.
What a segue.
And they got sandwiches at all 3 locations as well. So
What a segue.
hey,
This,
I'm working them in there. They got paninis and grinders, you know.
I gotta get censored somewhere.
Paninis and grinders, paninis and grinders.
Paninis and grinders.
I
Hilarious.
love it. Yeah. So this mascot that I don't even know what the rugby team the pigs looks like, but the sausage for the bangers. Yeah, he's got sausage dreads that swing around on his head.
That looks like something else.
And he plucks them off and hand feeds them to people in the crowd.
Oh my God.
I'm not even sure if that's OSHA sanitary.
I don't think it is.
No.
This gotta be.
They might have to knock that
censored
part
at
off.
Some, some kid has nightmares right now because of it.
I'm joking about the last part. I don't think he feeds the sausages.
I am
but
positive.
I think he has maybe a pocket full of sausages. I'm known for pocket burritos. I don't think I've ever carried a sausage around in my pocket. Well, okay, yes I have. But they were cured.
It looks way different on the logo than the actual mascot.
Yes, definitely.
The hair on the mascot looks like something else. I don't want to say it. It just looks like
they
need
might,
to be blurred.
Yeah, they might rework that, but I would definitely get one of those shirts.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, I think it'd be rad. I could imagine going home and my mom seeing that shirt and being like, "What is going on?" That would just be conversation for days.
This just reminded me. We just came back from New Mexico, visit some family, my wife's family, and they only have one brewery in town. It's called Black Cock Brewing. And when I saw it on Google. When I saw
Bronwyn almost spit out her beer.
When I saw it on Google, I was like, I'm down. I have to go.
I used to.
I have to.
I used to religiously go to a bar in my hometown called the Cock and Bull. Yeah.
I think you took me there last time we were home.
Yeah. Well, it's Big Top Brewing now. The owner, he retired and he rents out the space to Big Top Brewing. Yeah, that's Cock and Bull was the place where
Some people just get away with these names.
got
I mean,
into
I went to
craft beer.
Black Cock Brewing, New Mexico.
Black Cock Brewing.
Yeah.
I will try that out.
I enjoyed it.
Wow. That's not a sentence you normally hear put together. All right. Well, yeah.
I'm really
Cheers.
curious about their merch.
Me too.
You know, like
I
what
want a
they could
t-shirt.
do with the name and the merch.
Maybe
and
another
oh
hat.
My God.
They even
Another hat?
sold skateboards in there with the Black Cock logo.
Damn.
Wow. Okay, so I got another beer, and as I said, I got the Pedestrianism Dark Pub Ale. It's malty, toffee, and toasty on the menu, and let's see if that's true.
Is that true?
Beautiful color.
Is that true, Damon?
Yeah, yeah. That's. I mean, if I didn't have such a preference for coffee in the morning, I could start the day off with this. But I think people would start worrying that I was an alcoholic. This is a great beer. Oh, that's delicious.
What is the style?
This is a just called Dark Pub Ale.
Dark Pub, okay.
Yeah, weighs in at 5.2.
Do you check your beers on Untappd?
I'm supposed to, but I don't.
I'm really bad at it, too.
Yeah, I'm really bad at keeping
really
up
bad
with
at
that.
it, too.
I go through spurts where I'm great at it for like a week, and then I forget about the app again, and then I go to try it again, and I'm like, it's been so long, I gotta wait for it to update, and while I'm waiting for it to update, I get distracted, and then I forget about it for another 2 months.
Well, let me tell you something. While you talk about something else, I'm gonna look up this beer on Untappd, and it usually tells you the style.
Okay.
So, what is the name of the beer?
The Pedestrianism. It's this one right here.
Is it by Celestal?
That's by our mutual
Our
friend
mutual friend.
from last month.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While you do that, I'm gonna just go down some hits from the Brew News. And let people know that the Northwest Cider Cup Awards party takes place this June 26th. It's the most beloved cider competition and returns to Portland later this month as the 12th annual Northwest Cider Cup Awards party. Asher's son and Jamie LaReche are named the 2025 Falconer Foundation Siebel Brewing Scholarship recipients.
Wow.
Yeah. Congratulations to those guys.
Congratulations.
Yeah, Siebel Institute, that's some pretty high marks. You really got to know your stuff. Congratulations to Asher and Jamie. We had the pleasure of having Quentin Falconer on the show earlier this year, and he told us all about
earlier this year?
Maybe it was later.
I think it was last year because it was at Belmont Station with Lisa Morrison.
Ah, yes.
And it was raining outside, so I think it might have been last spring.
My goodness, you have a great memory.
Oh yeah.
Ah.
About certain things.
Yes. And then you got Schilling Cider. They Keep It Wild initiative that raised over $105,000 for the preservation of wild spaces across 11 different states.
I like Schilling.
Yeah, Schilling does a great job. You got Full Sail Brewing. They were crowned Oregon Brewery of the Year at the New York International Beer Competition.
When?
That's
what year?
That's pretty good. The 2025 New York International Beer Competition recently concluded. And Full Sail Brewing took home 6 medals and was also named Oregon Brewery of the Year. And this is coming to us from brewpublic.com. Iron Maiden X Pinter. Wait, Iron Maiden. Maybe the X is supposed to be a Roman numeral. Iron Maiden 10 Pinter Launch Trooper.
No, I think it means
remixed.
collab.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Brew a Beast at Home. It's the Iron Maiden beer. You can find it at a lot of bottle shops.
The Iron Maiden collab with who?
It's the pint. It's here. It's no. It's a homebrew kit. It's a homebrew kit to make the Pinter beer by Iron Maiden.
Oh.
I think this is the 10th one. I think that's supposed to be a Roman numeral.
Oh.
And then you got Avid Cider. They get set for summer with the return of the Rocket Pop cider, which is that's pretty cool. You got to love the picture here. I think we talked about the Rocket Pop last week. Ryan was really excited about that, and it really does look like a Rocket Pop. Von Ebert and Ism. Which we featured on the show. They were at Function earlier this year.
Yeah.
One of the months, I think it was like around February. They released a terpene-powered Dynamic Essence West Coast IPA. And then you got Alchemy Cider summoning a new metal and gothic cidery from a former Portland brewery. And then Double Mountain Brewery introduces the 1904 IPA collaboration with Goshi Farms. So that's all really cool stuff. And then Ferment Brewing released their 5 spring and early summer beers, which you guys can check out on their
They're cool
website.
too.
Yeah. So I think that's it for the Brew News. I just like to hit the highlights. I don't like to get into
Did you know that
too much.
before it was Von Evert, they were called something else? I don't know if
They were Fatheads.
they were
Fatheads, yeah.
I collaborated with Fatheads. We brewed Pineapple Express.
I remember
Get
that.
outta
I remember
here.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We did Fatheads a couple of times.
We went into that competition. I don't know why I'm having a brain fart that I can't remember the name of the competition, but a professional brewer, a commercial brewery, and a home brewer get together and they compete against other brewers with a home brewer.
Okay.
And we were on the way to win the whole thing, and our jockey box broke. So we in the middle of the whole thing, we stopped serving the beer because we didn't have it anymore. It leaked out.
Oh.
And so half of the people didn't try it, so they couldn't vote.
Travesty.
Yes, we were on our way to winning that competition.
You were robbed. There's somebody sabotaged you because they knew you were going to win.
You know what? I think
Probably
so.
what happened.
It's like the equivalent of slitting somebody's tires.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Slitting the jockey box open.
Yeah.
Fatheads did Pineapple Express one time for me.
Fatheads.
Yeah,
We were just talking
wow.
about that.
Yeah.
Not that long ago.
What an iconic brewery. Their whole
Are they from Ohio or somewhere like that?
Yeah, the Midwest.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah, wow. Their logo, the
really fat head.
The fat the fat head guy
Yeah.
with the mustache.
It was
Very
a big
interesting.
joke back then. The Fat Heads collaborating with Fat Josh.
Oh.
By the way, that's my nickname. If you guys didn't know.
Are you still
Fat
doing the Fat
Josh.
Josh show?
No, I don't anymore.
Ah.
Somebody was starting to convince me last week that I should keep the page, change the name, and turn it into like go and brew with homebrewers in different systems. Instead of rating whiskey, rate homebrew systems.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
You really know your shit, too. So that would be such a cool resource.
That could be a thing.
I was drinking that day, and I agreed to do it. But then when I woke up the next morning, I was like, did I agree to this? Because, I mean, it sounds fun, but it sounds like I had to go back to work.
Yeah,
all day again.
yeah. I'm talking to FH Steinbart about doing a commercial for them.
Ooh.
So, we could I could mention it to them.
That's
Maybe.
my shop.
That seems like they would want to sponsor something like that.
That is my shop right there. I shop with them all the time.
Oh yeah, I mean, who doesn't? You gotta love FH Steinbart. That's the homebrew supply shop for over 100 years. That's where everybody gets it.
Don't know about this. Do you have a homebrew system?
I do.
Okay.
I actually have inherited a second one now.
Okay. I think you were talking about it last night.
Yeah.
And I just forgot for a minute. But okay, what's your favorite beer that you brew as a homebrewer?
Oh, okay. So so I did it was supposed to be a porter, but it wound up being an amber, or maybe it was a brown ale. We're still not sure, but it was delicious. It was delicious. We don't know. We don't know what it was. So my problem, the thing when I brew a beer, even if I'm trying to make a light beer, I love to use caramel pills because I like to munch on it while I'm doing my mash in. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it needs to go in every beer. I should just have like a little stash of it, like chips and crackers or something off to the side. Instead, just have a little baggie of caramel pills.
It's your pub mix.
But yeah, it's my pub mix. Yeah, when I'm home brewing.
Pills, caramel malt. You mean?
Caramel malt. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I was amalgamating two different ones, but yeah, I do my 2-row, a little bit of pills, throw some caramel malt, and it always winds up making it too dark. So even if I'm trying to do like a lighter ale, it winds up being more of a brown ale or something of that vein. So it's but it's still good. It's a good beer to drink.
Yeah.
Do you have any of it right now?
No, it's been a while since I've done that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the last beer that you brewed, like with a homebrew style, was probably with Jen and Jeremy and Ryan and JP.
Yeah, that was a couple years ago.
They actually, they all brewed a beer for our old producer's wedding when he got married.
Oh, yes, the nuptials.
The nuptials, yep.
Yeah.
They brewed a nice beer for all that.
Yeah,
so
that was a good one.
He brews sporadically.
Yeah. So not often enough.
You were mentioned that you weren't sure what was the style because something happened in the middle.
Yeah.
Something happened to me. I was doing an exhibition brewing at the Oregon Brews Festival at the Oregon Brew Crew booth.
Uh-huh.
And the brewer didn't show up. The person that was supposed to brew that day, he just didn't show up. So Jeremy Landers asked me, "Hey, do you want to take over? You want to do the brew today?" I'm like, "Hell yeah!
Nice.
Oh yeah, let me go get you the ingredients. Write it down for me." And you got. We already have some hops in there, so I just took a look at the hops. I'm like, "Oh, we can brew an IPA with these hops.
Oh,
let's go with an IPA." So I wrote down the recipe. He came back and
that quick?
I brewed the beer. Well, he went to the Steinbart's
right.
together. Yeah. So he came back.
You just whipped something up right on the fly.
Yeah,
like
right there
that?
on the fly. Yeah. So it was early enough. It was early enough that we can pull it off. So I did the brewing.
I'm definitely not that good.
I did the brewing today, but then at the end of the day, when the beer was ready, well not ready, but brewed, still not fermented, I noticed that the color was super light. I forgot the crystal malt in it.
Oh no!
So I didn't get any color. It was white.
Okay.
So I call it a white IPA, and I won first place in the homebrew competition with it.
No kidding.
That's a mistake.
Huh.
That is cool as hell.
That is really
You just
cool.
like created a whole new beer style.
That is really how.
Holy shit.
That's how beer making works. I mean, yeah, you start out with something, you might wind up with something else, and you just go with it. And if you can reproduce it, it's legitimate beer. So that's really all that needs to happen. I mean, you can have
your mistakes, but like the stuff that I would make, I was never able to really quite reproduce the same mistake twice. But it always definitely it was always darker than I intended it to be.
It was a joke for a while because I keep telling Jeremy, you forgot the crystal malt. Josh, you wrote the recipe on this paper.
Yeah, I think the second to last one I made was like a really hoppy brown ale. So
that sounds good. I love brown ales.
Yeah, I mean,
Scottish ales is probably one of my favorite styles.
Okay,
Scottish, but it has to be you gotta pull it
off.
I
would have argued. I mean, I didn't have anybody in the industry, like an industry professional, to like back me up on it at the time. But I would have argued that it was close to an ESB.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, very close. Yeah, just with the American yeast instead of your typical British yeast.
Yeah.
So yeah.
If memory serves, that's what I used. I mean, I got a kit from F.H. Steinbart. And that's where I got my my
what
grain.
Is the British yeast? 1978, I think it is. From Yeast. Well, but Yeast is not that popular anymore. For home brewers back in the day, Yeast was the god.
I think I was using Imperial at the time.
Imperial came over and they took over.
Yeah. I was using whatever the regular one that was being used at the time that everybody was using. I was just like, just give me the main vein right now. That's whatever's hot. And they were like, here you go. Here's the slap pack. And I was like, all right,
nice. Great. My favorite thing for a while, and I told you this earlier, it's go to brewers and ask for their yeast.
Yeah.
I pulled that with like maybe 7 or 8 different brewers here in town.
Yeah.
And they're homebrew friendly. They will hook you up.
That's what Matt Harhigh used to do. We made a couple of really great beers. We got one. We got a jar of stuff from, I think it was from Widmer one time. Doug Reber got us, or maybe it was Abram back when he was doing tours over there.
Alan Sprintz hooked me up so many times.
Oh my God,
Harold
that
the
guy!
Dog. I brewed with Harold the Dog East so many times.
That guy.
Yes. Super cool rat dude.
You bumped elbows with so many legends, Josh. It's got to be such a treat looking back on your roster and so many fond memories. What would you say is one of your favorites? I know you've kind of gone over some of them already, but did you leave anything out?
Beers or
like a person or an experience with a famous person that
experiences. Probably when I met Rob Widmer.
Oh yeah.
That very same day I met him. I think I met him at the Oregon Brew Crew meeting, and I don't know if it was the same day or the day after. We were in a when they were judging for the collaborator. And I'm not sitting at the table, but I'm sitting kind of far away, and I could see him telling everybody something. But I had a little what do you call it? Kind of like an insight. There was a friend of mine that they didn't know he was my friend, and he was right next to our table, just peeking to hear if he what's going on. He came over, and he just looked at me and he says, "Josh, Rod Widmer just told this table, I like this beer, Pineapple Express. We're going to brew it. This is the winner."
Nice.
So I knew my beer won before they even told me.
That was awesome, dude.
And because I have someone, sneaking.
That's such a good.
So I think that was one of my.
That's a great memory.
Memory that I remember. Rod Widmer, and of course Alan Sprintz when we came over. Do you remember where Harold the Dog used to be before Water Street?
No.
It used to be. I think it was right off Hallgate, southeast. That was my very first Oregon Brew Crew meeting.
Oh, wow.
It was an out meeting at Harold the Dog because he will host the October meeting, I think, every year. I think there was a month of October.
Nice.
And I remember going, this is also another small story. I'll be quick. My friend Jamie Rodriguez is like, "Oh, you can come to the meetings." When I went online and it says, "Oh, this is only for members. I'm not a member." "Oh, no, you cannot be fine. I'll bring you as a +1. I'm like, "Oh, okay."
There you go.
As an out meeting, you cannot bring a +1.
Oh, what?
You got to be a member for out meetings. You can bring a +1 on the in meetings at Steinbart's. So when we got there, he ran inside and left me outside. So I'm like, what am I supposed to do here? So I just went inside and just say hello to everybody like I belong there.
Yeah, yeah.
And nobody asked me for my credentials or anything.
That's some swagger right there,
Like you have to have a
in.
badge.
You got to walk in like you own the place.
Yeah.
And like you're not doing anything wrong.
There in the middle of the meeting, Alan Sprint is in the hot tongue liquor, just kind of like moving things around. He's brewing beer in the middle of the meeting. And I'm staring at the guy. I'm like, I can't believe I'm here right now. Look at this guy brew beer.
That's amazing.
And that's one of my first one of the memories I always remember. Jimmy Rodriguez, you were an ass that day, dude.
Well, we're going to do one last pro spell to good friends in the industry.
Yeah.
It's always a pleasure
Cheers.
to bump into you, Josh. I hope we see a lot more of you. Don't be a stranger. We both work for TriMet now, so hopefully we'll be seeing more of each other.
That will be another episode.
That will be a whole nother episode. Yeah, I think
That's the Drive Happy show.
that's the Drive Happy show. Yeah, transport. So yeah, I think that's the show, guys. Yeah, I want to tell all of our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. Please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Please share the episode and the podcast with a friend of yours that likes beer. Reach out to us on social media. We always love to hear where you're drinking and what you're drinking and what you like about that beer. What makes you so happy about that brew? Tell us more about where you're from and how much you like the show. We love to hear compliments.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
As always, beer fans, I don't just like you, I love you, and I want to have a beer with you right here at Function PDX in the Pearl District of Northeast Portland. Oh, wait, no, we're in the Alberta Arts District. Okay, so in a couple of weeks, we'll be at the Pearl District. And then, yeah, we got some really great guests coming up, especially Whitney Burnside, who we missed last month, but we're going to have at the end of this month. Over at her spot at Grand Fir. We're going to have somebody from the OLCC on later this month as well.
I'm so excited
yeah, my friend
to talk
Emily.
to her.
Yeah, her name's Emily. And then we have Max Tiger coming on the show, another industry legend as well. So,
Yeah, and I think we're going to do a great show at FH Steinbart so we can taste the beer on tap.
Oh, yeah. Yep. You got to do that, too. That'll be coming. Yeah. As always, beer fans, keep brewing. Until next week, brew happy.
This production is brought to you by Brew Happy Media, the ultimate brewers media resource. For more information, go to thebrewhappyshow.com and brewhappypodcast.com. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube at Brew Happy. For more cigar pairings, please check out our sponsor, paulcigars.net. Questions, concerns, advertising, or guest relations, please reach us at brewhappypdx@gmail.com. Remember, brew happy, drink responsibly. Cheers.
Hey everyone, this is Fat Josh, creator of the Pineapple Express Coach. You are listening to the Brew Happy Show. Cheers.
Oh, hell yeah. Are you kidding me?
We'll leave it at that.